What's our Iowa Cyclones fan? Let's take an inside look at Iowa State's special teams for this season through a preview of the specialists for the Cyclones. My name is Caldwell. Welcome back to Cyclone Kingdom and the special teams preview for what I believe is one of the best units in college football this year. I know it might be hyperbolic. I know it might sound biased. But when you look at what is available to Iowa State going to 2026 and 27, you would be shocked how good they are compared to the rest of the country. The preview magazines wouldn't tell you that. Nobody else in the national media is going to tell you anything about Iowa State special teams until you look at the personnel, the people, the names on the back of their jerseys, and the stats they have to back it up. Make sure you like and subscribe for all Chiefs and Cyclones content. This is the end of the Cyclones position preview. We'll link the playlist in the show notes so you guys can check out the full position preview I have for every single position group for Iowa State's football roster in 2026 and 27. Can we start with the best kicker in the country? I think that this is why Iowa State special teams is going to be one of the best in America. It's because of Konrardy. How he's not on All-American teams, how he's not considered a consensus top 5 kicker in the sport is beyond me. Back-to-back 54-yard kicks to beat an arch rival, one of which was in their building, in their hostile territory. A 63-yarder last season with room to spare. He's rarely missed kicks. He's automatic from 50+. He's a weapon once you cross midfield. He's going to keep Iowa State in games this year and even win a couple of games for them this year. And yet he's nowhere to be found across national media. Remember the name Konrardy. Remember his name because he is never going to let you forget it. Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do if Konrardy beats Iowa again on a game-winning field goal. We've made the jokes of build the statue, of build it for Konrardy for the rest of time. I might be serious about it if he beats Iowa again like that. Oh, it's Super Bowl mentality. Oh, I knew you guys cared about the Iowa game more than the rest. No, I just know that he owns Iowa. I just know that he owns the Hawkeyes. They are his children, and he is their father. Go back to the Red Sox and Yankees rivalry. When they were chanting at Pedro Martinez, "Who's your daddy?" Iowa Hawkeye fans need to recognize who that is if Konrardy does this again. Beyond that, Konrardy is going to be a weapon for Iowa State. He's got the leg. He's got the strength. He's got the mechanics and the form that is beyond belief in terms of what he's able to do on a football field. He's one of the most important players on Iowa State's roster this year. The kicker. That sounds really kind of sad. If you're anybody else, if you're an Iowa State Cyclones fan, that is something that excites you. You're ecstatic about that. Because Konrardy is a loyal son forever true that stuck around and let everybody know on Christmas that, hey, Cyclone Nation, I'm staying put. I love this man. He's very soft-spoken. You found out more about him because of his girlfriend's TikTok that has been putting out different videos about who he is and what his name is and how he can't pronounce his name right or whatever it is. I love everything about Konrardy, and I'm excited for him going into this season. At punter, you got someone named Ethan Gurney. Last time we're using this, by the way, before we chuck it away, because the rankings of this, Iowa State is not ranked in Phil Steele's top 65 special teams units. Why? I have no idea. There are FCS schools, lower FBS schools that are ranked higher than Iowa State in this. So I don't know why we would even use this for any rankings. But from a depth perspective, it's helpful. Ethan Gurney, freshman from Australia. I'm not even going to try an Australian accent. But Australian punters are, I think, by nature good. I don't want that to be stereotypical or racist or anything, but Australian punters by nature are just naturally great punters. And I don't even know the last time Iowa State had an Australian punter, if they've ever had one. It's cool that they're entering this game again because they're entering this game for the first time because Australian punters and guys coming over from Australia tend to be used very well by other schools and even in the NFL if they make it that far. So he's going to help with field position. He's going to help boot the ball down the field. He's going to help Iowa State stay in games by not shanking punts or dropping a snap or whatever it is. He's a true freshman. He's going to have to earn his keep a little bit and get his sea legs. But I'm excited for Gurney, man. I think he's got a great chance to be an important piece for Iowa State. Hopefully he doesn't have to punt too much, but let's be realistic. The offense is going to struggle a little bit. We're going to have to punt the ball at some point. I'm excited to see the kid punt. I'm excited to see him get a chance. That brings us to kick returner and punt returner. And you heard from Jimmy Rogers today in his press conference about an update, giving a full depth chart, unofficial depth chart, if you will, which was so cool. I'm falling in love with Jimmy Rogers, man. I'm falling in love with everything he's about, how he interacts with reporters, how he loves people. He doesn't do the coach speakiness and the nonsense that we've had to deal with. He loves people. He loves laughing with people and joking around and giving this desire of we're going to be intense about winning and picking them to win the Big 12 championship in year one. That's how much he cares about winning. That's how much he cares about this school. That's how much he cares about the future. But in giving that depth chart, you heard him talk a little bit about punt returner, kick returner, and all these different things. And he made a very important point that Cam Pettaway and Aiden Flora are both going to be on special teams. How does that factor in with them on offense? We're going to find out. But what we do know is that Aiden Flora is locked in as the punt returner. He is the team's punt returner, and Rogers made a good point of mentioning the reason why he is that he's trustworthy back there. He's got trustworthy hands, and he can help with field position. He made a stat that 75% of games can be lost sometimes based on how a punt is handled or how a punt is kicked or punted. That's an important stat, and I think one that no one really knows about or cares to know about because it's just punting. It's not that important. It flips the field or the opposite if it's blocked or a punt is returned. And Aiden Flora, we've seen his capabilities already. Housed one against TCU, basically housed one against South Dakota, got called back because he was out by that much. But I love Aiden Flora being back there, even though he's going to be RB1 and going to have a lot of different capabilities, a lot of different opportunities, rather. I agree with Tyler Roll more and more now, and him talking about Aiden Flora being the next Christian McCaffrey. I totally see what he's talking about now because of every different place they're going to put Flora. Where does Cam Pettaway factor into that? Because Cam Pettaway is already on national watch lists for the best returner in the country. You saw his talent at Bowling Green, housing a couple kicks for Bowling Green. Oh, that was the MAC. Oh, that's not real football. Blah, 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 blah. Meet me outside. Meet Cam Pettaway outside when you meet him on that field. Because he's got speed to kill, he's got speed to burn, and he will leave you in the dust where all you see is the back of his name. All you see is the back of his helmet and his name and his jersey number because he's by you and a cloud of dust. I think Cam Pettaway is going to have a couple different kick returns this year that are going to make Iowa State fans go, whoa. Jarvis West 2.0. Kene Nwangu 2.0. Guys that used to make us jump off the couch when the kickoffs would happen or the punts would happen. Cam Pettaway can do that just as much as Aiden Flora can. Don't sleep on either of them, even though they're both going to be in the backfield. It's a multifaceted kind of room, guys. It's important to recognize just how important this room is to Iowa State's success. They do not go anywhere this season without a quality kicker, one of the best kickers in the nation, and two punt returner / kick returners, Pettaway probably a kick returner, Flora a punt returner, that flip the field and even house one to get Iowa State back in the game. That's going to be important for an offense that is going to struggle. For a defense that is going to have their backs against the wall, but we trust their talent level to go make plays. So where does that place Iowa State in terms of my confidence level going into 2026? Our last position preview. As we look at this team going into September, we're a mere 3 weeks away, friends. Less than that. We've ranked the coaching staff. We've ranked the quarterbacks. We've ranked the running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, and DBs. Like and subscribe for all Chiefs and Cyclones content and check out all those videos in the show notes we provide here. But the special teams, going into the season, if my confidence level is from a 1 to a 10, 10 being I'm super confident, 1 being I'm scared to death, give me a 9. And that's only because I don't know what Cam Pettaway is going to look like in a Cyclone uniform for the first time. I trust his ability, but I don't know if he'll actually live up to the standard. I want him to. I think he has the chance to. But until I see it, it's going to be a 9. But 7 of those 9 is because of Kyle Konrardy. Remember the name and don't mock the man because he's short. Oh, he doesn't look like a football player. He will kick one right between your eyes. Right into those All-State hands. Are you in good hands? Because Kyle Konrardy has Iowa State in good hands going into 2026 and 27. Leave your comments down below about what you think about Iowa State special teams going into the season. Coming up next, later on this week and into next week, I'm going to give a full schedule preview and also react to any fall camp updates that we have as we prepare for SEMO on September 5th. And as always, roll clones. And how about those Chiefs?